All right, I just turned the camera off and I got a scoop down there, hit the clay, and I think I'm off the bedrock because check out this can. Best can of the day so far. It's not amazing, but just the piece I got is amazing. Yeah, look at that. It's nice pieces. So I think we're close to bedrock because there's a nice veiny picker. Whew. Good morning, guys. Welcome back to another video. We are back out in the California motherlode and we are back chasing some gold. We are back at a spot that actually has been paying us really well, and it's probably a series right now of us going back and forth to this spot just to test how much gold we were getting each time. And sadly, we're at a point to where the river or the hole that we've been digging is getting too deep. So we are expanding the hole in hopes of hitting some bedrock, because that's what's gonna pay us the most. At this spot, I've noticed the richest spots are, or the richest pay streaks are right on top of bedrock. And sadly, I'll show you the hole. The river keeps going up and down drastically. And so today it is up almost double. So our bedrock is way down there and it is too deep. It is about, as tall as me, about, I'd say the hole is at least 5 feet deep. And so we've been expanding out this way, and now we're at a problem. We have all these rocks that we need to remove before we can continue excavating. So I'd love to kind of work this way as well, but all these rocks are super heavy, so we'll see. I'm gonna get my gloves on. We're gonna try to remove as many of these rocks right here, throw them even further in hopes that when we start expanding, we have less rocks to deal with, and we'll be sluicing most of the day. So I just need material, and there's not much material to work with right now because the more I dig right now, the more things collapse, and then it's more work. So we're gonna do some preventative maintenance. So that's what we're gonna do. Let's go ahead and get a time lapse set up. We're gonna try to move as many of these rocks as possible and clear up a spot for me to dig, and we'll do some test pans and then start sluicing. All right, guys, we have removed a lot of these rocks that are sitting here, so now I could expand. There is one rock too big for me to move, and there's a lot of rocks down there I can move, but that'll be as I sluice. So I got the sluice set up the best I can. It's moving. We're probably gonna be running on classified. I can make it just a tad bit better if I really need to, but I think that's enough to really run it on classified. To move some of this right there so the material could flow freely. All our tailings will probably go straight under there. There we go, and there's a drop so tailings won't build up because we're moving a lot of material today. We'll do a couple cleanouts. I already see gold, so let's grab our snuffer and get in there and show you guys. If I could, there it is. All right, let's jump in and get a test pan going and snuffer up that piece of chunky gold sitting on rock. This material is super rich once you go about a foot down or two, and it gets richer the closer to the bedrock you get. And if you hit bedrock, my hope was as I'm going this way towards this bush, eventually we'll hit bedrock. That's kind of all this is sitting on, but I'm pretty sure it's about 5 to 10 feet deep. So my other plan was maybe start a hole out of the water and dig our way down until we hit bedrock in the dry side. And yeah, obviously water will eventually fill it up, but we have better chance of hitting the bedrock first, but we could also create a drain or something. I don't know if that would work, but all right. So what we're gonna do is do a couple test pans, figure out where we want to start digging, and then we'll start shoveling in. All right, so I think I'm gonna start classifying, but because I don't want to, the holes are already filled with unclassified material, so I'm gonna do a quick clean out, see what we got for unclassified. I think we're losing a little bit of gold, so I'll do a clean out just to see, but I did a test pan there and I didn't see much gold over that way, and then this way I got some ancient looking stuff, and it's just also loose. I'd love to hit some bedrock. I know I'd have an amazing day if I hit bedrock, but it's seeming to be very hard to do so. So we're gonna keep digging. Let's fill a couple buckets up, classify them, run them, and see what we get for the day. So. Let's pan this out and see what we got. This is about 30 minutes of unclassified material, so I think it'll go slower with classifying, but I think it'll pay out better in the end, you know. Oh wow, yeah. There's some mercury and stuff. It's not amazing for 30 minutes. It could be better, but that's it's because it's not that big of gold. It's smaller stuff. So obviously we want to classify and then maybe slow the sluice down just a bit so we're not losing a bunch of the smaller stuff. I mean, there is a lot of chunky small stuff, but I think if we ever hit bedrock, we're gonna have an amazing day, but I don't see that in the future for today, just because this spot is so deep. So the bedrock right here along where I was at is starts at 2-3 feet deep and goes down to 5, and it just keeps going. And then there's a shelf that kind of drops down, and so it keeps going even deeper and deeper. So I guess the only hope is just keep digging down until we hit either a really nice layer or something. So let's get the classifier bucket, let's get the snuffer this up and get the bucket classifier and just start digging. All right, I got our bucket set up, flute set up. It's actually running a little better than before. I ended up adding a little wall so it's not going to the side. There's a little better of a V. So we're gonna jump in, do one more test pan, and then I think we're gonna just dig straight down in a spot instead of widening the hole like originally planned. It's gonna dig straight down and hope that I hit something good. So I think we're gonna choose right there. It's already pretty deep, but the material looked little different. I tried digging here down and I was getting chunkier gold. Over there I was getting dirty but a little bit flatter gold, which is just weird. I was kind of hoping, because right there's that white water, there'll be more gold dropping there. I know right here there was good gold dropping here as well. So go ahead and try and see what we get.
Just one piece for that huge pan with us. It's amazing.
Alright guys, we got our first bucket of material. See how much, oh, I thought it was fully full, but I guess still pretty good. So we're gonna sluice this and then continue. Basically what I'm gonna do is work both these holes until I hit bedrock on one of them. I think the best chance of hitting bedrock is right here because I know it's slanted down, but then it kind of drops off. So I just don't know how long it'll take to even hit that bedrock over there. And they're completely two different materials. One's like dirty, muddy. This one is clayey, muddy. I'm more of an orange clay. That's like a brown, dirty clay. And not really clay, it's more like muddy. So I don't know, we'll sluice and see if we get anything good or see anything good. So let's go ahead and do it. So we just ran our first bucket and it's not looking amazing. At least from what I've seen, I've only seen 2-3 flakes. And I don't know, I feel like it's kind of drying out this spot. I mean, a gram a day is still amazing, but I know this river could produce way more if you hit the right spot. And I think we're just we're getting too deep. Unless we are able to dive down and get down to the bedrock, we're not going to be getting huge pieces of gold. Actually, it's not that bad. It's starting to clear up over here. But we have got 2 specimens at this spot, which is very promising and very nice. So we're gonna go ahead and do one more bucket and maybe run 3, and then we'll do a clean out. But we'll see. I really want to do one now to see what a classified material looks like if it's better. But it's just a waste of time. All right, I just turned the camera off and I got a scoop down there, hit the clay, and I think I'm off the bedrock because check out this can. Best can of the day so far. It's not amazing, but just the piece I got is amazing. Yeah, look at that. It's nice pieces. So I think we're close to bedrock because there's a nice veiny picker. Whew, beautiful. Makes some noise. Nice other pickers, pokers and pickers. So I think we're down there at the bottom, so should be getting good gold today, hopefully, unless it dies out again. That's a nice little piece. I love that. We'll go ahead and get another test can. All right, the water's still clearing, but I got back down to close to the bedrock, and I got down to this rock that's been jammed there. And I said if I ever get behind it, I'm sure it'll be rich again. Every time you hit a rock, what happens is you start shoveling, and it shoves all the gold underneath it. It's really hard to get down there, so I'm hoping once it clears up a little bit, I can get my rock bar and get it behind and pull it out and punch it out and get that material behind it, because it's super rich chasing that bedrock, but it's sitting on top and there's a space underneath with all the gold under it. So let's have a look. It actually feels good diving. Woo-hoo. Get some scoops now. All right, guys, we got bucket number 2 filled up. I actually jumped in and dunked in there and got all those big rocks that were in the way, and it was much easier to get that material out of there. I'm not expecting too much because this is just fluff that's falling down. Obviously, it's gonna have gold, but also the second thing, my sluice is getting very hard to keep up. The water is dropping very fast. It's dropped about a half a foot, and which here it's a little bit easier, but to manage because water's coming in here. So all I do is I either add rocks or remove rocks, but I just added some and then lowered the sluice a little bit off camera. So now it's running. It's just we'll see how well it runs with all this material. So let's get us a nice scoop. The first couple stuff is real gravelly. Yeah, it's much slower than it was running before, which means it's going to take a little bit longer to sluice. Hopefully the gold doesn't get stuck in the, or the material doesn't get stuck where the gold should be getting. Yeah, see, it should be running a little faster than what it is right now. But it will work for now. All right, bucket number 2 ran. It took forever to run that thing. So much fall. I did see this one nice piece. So put this in the snuffer with the better gold, and we're gonna let it clear out just for a little bit, and then we're gonna do a clean out. Because the river keeps dropping, by time what's gonna happen is if I don't do a clean out, the river's gonna drop and it's gonna dry out, and then if it does rise again, it's gonna wash out all the gold. So we'll let it clear up a little bit, let all the lighter rocks get out of there, and then let's go ahead and do a clean out. Way less than I expected. It's not amazing. You can see there's nothing huge in here, which is, other than that one flake I pulled out, this is about as much as I got for 30 minutes. It's just weird. I mean, there's that little chunky bits of ancient looking gold, but we'll snuffer this up and continue. Hopefully once we start scraping that bedrock and pop that one rock out, we'll be looking at some better gold for the day. So let's keep going. All right, so I've been trying to pop this one rock out for about an hour. It's still not loose enough. So the next thing I might try is, there's a rock right here. There's 2 of them, and I might pop them out and then scrape the material off the bedrock and see if it's just as rich. Because if it is, I'm gonna start working this way and around that rock, and eventually it'll be loose enough to where I can pop it out. So let me show you what I'm talking about. Alright, so as you can see, I'm trying to dislodge this rock to the left out of the clay, and the clay is full of mercury and gold, but I want to chase the bedrock that's under the rock to the right. So I was thinking if I could pop that thing out, I can dig around that rock and eventually get down to the pay streak behind the boulder. You could also tell there is a ledge above, and that's what keeps collapsing in. Every time I dig further and further, more stuff falls in, so it's definitely a process. All right, I'm gonna jump in there blind and pull those rocks out, and then get some scoops down there and see how it looks. So because it's so muddy down there, you can't see anything. So let's see if I can pull those things out. All right, here goes nothing. That's the bigger one. Woo! All right, let's see if that round one popped out. Doesn't feel like it did, but all right. There's that one. Feel a couple more smaller ones will pull out. Woo. Oh, it's deep down here. See if there's anything on this bedrock that's gonna be clay, which, oh yeah, that's a lot of clay.
It's gonna be fun to pan out right there. Get another scoop. Let's go see what's in that clay. I don't think I scraped off the bottom. Oh, the bedrock goes back down the other way. I mean, oh yeah, I forgot. I was telling you guys there's a shell. Not good. I don't think I'm gonna be able to get down to the bottom of that shell. Woo! A big old chunk of clay. Oh my goodness, I wonder what's in here. This is gonna be dirty water. Whew. Let's go pan this out and see if there's anything good. Oh yeah, that's gonna be fun. First break all this up. Might be a nice ball of mercury in this clay. Maybe I should start diving for gold or diving down there. Up the quartz on that shelf. Oh my goodness, do you guys see how dirty this water is? Alright, let's see what's in this mud, clay, see if there's anything good. I don't know. It kind of dropped off on a shelf, so I'm not expecting too much. Oh wow, very chunky stuff. Very chunky gold in that clay. Wow, I'm loving it. It's not a lot, but it's very chunky. Lots of mercury. A couple of very interesting looking pieces. Let's go get some more. A little bit of clay. Wow. Oh, we got some ancient looking stuff. Hopefully broken enough to eat. Alright. Let's have a look. Oh, try not to fall. See what's in this one. Not as thick of clay, so I'm not expecting as much. Almost no gold. There is a little bit. There is a one piece and a piece of mercury gold, but not like that one. I'm not sure why. It's weird. Wonder if I can let it clear in there and see if I can see in there, but I think we're gonna try to work some of this clay. I blocked off a lot of this, so most of the water is gonna be coming through here, cleaning out that clay and running towards the sluice. So let's have a look and see what we have done down here now that it's cleared up. Look at the size of the frog. I could probably pull that one out. Yeah. right, we're on one bucket of clay. I know there's gold in it, but let's see if how well it runs. I'm hoping it doesn't cling to the sluice and remove all the gold, you know? So the cool thing about the clay is it's easy to fill a bucket. It only took me about 15 minutes, where the material takes me about 30 to an hour because of how jammed it is. But the clay underneath everything that's sitting on the bedrock or right above the bedrock is like, you get some pretty full shovelfuls. So I'm hoping we're gonna get quite a bit of gold out of this clay. I'm gonna run a whole bucket and then we're gonna clean it out and see. Look at the pattern it's making in there. All right, it's not exactly full, but it's enough to, oh yeah, it is full. I lied, it just didn't feel like it because it's, let's hope. Oh. Hope the sluice is running right. All right, our clay ran, and I am seeing some decent amount of gold down there, which I really do want to do a clean out. But let's have a, before we decide, let's have a look down here. That's what I, oh my goodness. Oh, that's not good. The mask is full of clay. Wash this thing out before we can have a look down there. Right. All right, the water's cleared up a little bit. Check this out. This is what the hole looks like. The bedrock just drops straight down. I don't know if it ends or how long till it ends. Wow. Might try to pop that out. Go clean this out. My theory is the clay is way better than the flood material, just because a lot of gold sits on it and below it, it seems like, which is really interesting. I'm assuming that there was a, not sure why there's so much clay down there, but could be just settled over the years, or it could have been a really strange flood with a bunch of clay. All right, here we go, here we go. Really hoping there's a decent amount of gold in this one bucket, because we haven't got much from the last two buckets. There's also a really interesting material in there, or like there's, it looks like a mercury covered gold that's black. I'll put up a picture for you guys. I'll take a picture. I'm already seeing a lot of gold. There's a lot of black sand down there in that clay, which is really strange. Let's have a look. It's not amazing. Definitely mercury. It's still not as amazing as I thought it would be. There's an old metal shard. Huh. Strange. All right, guys, we're about to head out. Just jumped in before I hike out of here because it is extremely hot out here. It's probably in the hundreds. So I got a long hike ahead of me. Got to stay hydrated. Got to make sure we're very careful hiking in and out. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I can't wait to get home and count up this gold, because
I was doing pretty bad at the beginning, and then it's like, it's how it always goes, man. At the end of the day, you start getting the really good pace streak. So tomorrow I know we're gonna come back and probably continue. Tomorrow's goal is to pop out that boulder, man. At least move it. I'm gonna dive down there, and if not, I'm gonna dive down there with my scoop and just keep scooping and getting more material, because I know behind that boulder it is super rich. So all right, we're about to head out. All right, I'm gonna head out. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I hope to see you guys in next Friday's video. Thanks for watching. All right, guys, we are back at the house. We got the gold all dried up and the mercury cleaned off. We had so much. I'll put up a video in the corner for you guys to see. I had the pickers and the mercury gold separate, but let's go ahead and do a weigh up and see what we got for the day. My guess was about 1 gram to 1.25 grams. So let's see. Woo! Almost 2 grams. Not a bad day, especially for hitting that pace streak at the end of the day. Definitely gonna have a good video next. We're gonna have a good next video if the pace streak continues. I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. Also, a huge shout out to my channel members and Patreon members listed up on the screen. If you guys would like to help support the channel, consider checking out my website mishaboylan.com. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.
He's chasing dreams that go worldwide. Misha bears his dreams with pride, shining nuggets in the daylight. With every scoop, this tale's untold. A YouTuber digging up the gold.